Okay, so that's 10a minus b, 10a plus b. Do you see how that's one of those kind? They're giving us a bunch of those kind now. Do you see what I mean by that? Those are the same two things, aren't they? One has a plus, one has a minus. So if you wanted to do the shortcut rule, you could just jump right to the answer if you got what I was saying. If you're not quite sure, just do it the same way. It'll work fine. You don't need a shortcut.
The second part of it is always going to be negative because of the plus minus, right?
Exactly. It's always going to be. You got it. You're catching on to the rule. Because it's always going to be one negative times one positive. Yeah. These type. Yep. Exactly. You guys enjoying summer? You taking other classes after this one? Squeezing in a couple classes? I'm keep you busy. I like summer. I mean, I like summer school. It's so I like like 2-3 hours. And we crank out a class. I know I wish all semester was like this. Plus, the students are way better. I mean, it's crazy to me that my pass rates. I think I told you the first day, right? They soar. I bet 80% of you will pass. I mean, I'd like 100%, but it's usually way higher than normal. Again, I'm not sure exactly why, but the people that are not as committed, I guess they don't take summer. But that's for 10 years in a row, without fail, summer school results are way better, always. And it just seems like the students are serious.
Isn't there less people already in the class?
Well, a couple less. Two are absent today, so I'm not sure they're in or not in. But yeah, I don't know what the difference always is, but it's great. I wish it was always summer school. 10a times 10a. So what happens when you multiply those kind of number letter things? Numbers in the front, multiply, powers add, right? So a to the 1, a to the 1. So it's going to be 10 times 10, 100, a squared. Good so far? 10 times 10 is 100, and the 1 powers, invisible 1 powers add. All right, now 10a times b plus 10ab. He's done. Good so far. Now, the minus b goes to both. Okay, here we go. Minus 10ab. Good. And then minus b times plus b. Minus b. So yeah, the invisible 1 powers add, and negative times positive is negative. And then look at that, bye-bye middle, huh?
So I always get confused, like, towards the ending, like, so it's negative b and positive b.
Right.
How do I know which one to get?
Okay, so when you multiply, if you have 2 minuses,
Oh, multiplying.
yeah, that's it, huh? Remember that you're in multiplying mode now, yeah. 2 minuses would be plus, you know the rule. 1 minus is just minus. So it doesn't matter which one has the minus. 1 minus is just minus.
Right.
Wherever it is, yeah. Good. Yeah, a lot of the battles, remember what mode you're in multiplying mode. So then we just have 100a squared and the minus b squared, and we're done. Good to there? I mean, that's the end of it. Good on that one?
Yes.
So you could have done the shortcut. I don't know if some of you did the shortcut. You could have just went and go, look, I know what it is. When it's the same two things, 1 plus, 1 minus, I'll just go front times front. 100a squared and last times last, and there it is, and we're done. The middle vanishes. You can do that. That's true. That'll always happen when it's the same two things, one with a plus, one with a minus. And like I said, in a couple chapters, which is normally I would say, normal semester, I'd say a few months from now, but in summer I'll say probably the week after next, we will do these backwards. We'll go from here, and they'll ask us to go back to there. That'll be one of our types. It's called factoring. That'll be one of our types of factoring.
Does the shortcut not work if the one of the 10a's would be negative?
Yeah, we don't want the front ones being negative. Yeah, that would mess things up. It's okay to have the back ones, but not the front ones. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Alex. That's exactly it. Yep. We'll do all that backwards. And so you can see, yeah, like you talked about, a couple people not here today. This is what happens. I just want to make sure we're all clear so for success. So people start missing class. It's fine if they go on the YouTube and they learn all the stuff, and that's great. Life happens. I know I don't think I'll miss classes, but I know you're busy, and that's fine. But if people miss class and then they never go on the YouTube and learn it and kind of skip by the homework, and they'll think, it's all right, it's just one section. Well, in 2 weeks, we'll do this backwards. If you can't do this forward, there ain't no way you're going to be able to do it backwards. So we'll get to that section. They'll be totally confused, and they'll be totally lost. They're like, I can't do math. This is crazy hard. Well, the truth is, it's more like you won't do math. You won't do what it takes. It takes absolute adherence to every section. You could learn the backwards way if you'd mastered the forward way. So anyway, so just know that as you move forward in math, don't let anything slip by, and it'll be a much more happy experience. People fall off the wagon, and then they die. They think, well, I just missed 1 week. Well, it never goes away. You have to go back and master that to move forward in math. We'll be doing these backwards in just 2 weeks. Now, what does a 2 on anything mean? So we have x plus 10 with a 2 like that. What does that mean when you have a 2 on something?
Everything. It times itself.
Yeah, it means 2 of them, right? Like if I go 7 with a 2, it means 2 7s, 49, right? So a 2 in the upper right-hand corner means repeat them twice, doesn't it? Repeat them twice. So that's exactly what I'm going to do when I see this. I'm going to go, oh, you mean 2x plus 10 is exactly what they mean. Does that make sense? That's your first step, and then now you know what to do from here now, right? Go ahead and just do the normal thing. So I wanted to remind you that a 2 on anything, even on an entire parenthesis, means 2 of those. 2 of those. So write 2 of those and FOIL away. First to both, second to both. All right, so then the first one goes to both. X times x. What happens when x times x? Yeah, the invisible 1 powers. Plus 10x. Good so far. He's done. Okay, now it's the 10's turn to go, right? That guy's going to go to both. 10x, and 10 times 10 is 100. That good? Now this time, so we're done. The multiply, this was multiplying. We're done. Now we're in adding, because the parentheses are gone now. Parentheses are gone, so now I'm in adding subtracting mode, huh? So, do the middles cancel? No, if that was a plus 10x and a minus 10, then 10 minus 10 would be 0, but it's not. They're just going to add together, aren't they, to make 20? Is it 20x squared? No, we don't mess with powers when we're adding. That's only multiplying. There we are, we're done. Alex?
How would you remember to not just take the first line of the...
Yeah, you're thinking, can't we just square that and square the 10, it's 100? Yeah, that's a great question. You have somebody say to you 27 times that you do that. No. Alex's question is a fabulous question, and exactly where I was going to go. It's like you're leading me perfect. I was on my mind to talk about exactly that, because that's what not everybody, that's what almost everybody, me too when I was learning this stuff, wants to do it first. That's not right. We can see it's almost right, huh? Actually, we do have an x squared and we do have 100, but we also have a 20x, huh? So, right? Do everybody see the deal? The temptation is to just say, well, look, I know what that 2 is. I'm just going to square the x squared, and square the 10. 10 times 10, 100. Done. Not quite. Almost. You do have x squared and 100, but there's also a 20x in the middle. You really have to write the 2 parentheses and do the whole thing. Yeah, you just have to keep on yourself. I mean, I joke, but that's, I mean, I helped my daughters, my older 2 daughters last, it was about a year and a half ago. They were taking some math classes here. We had them come here while they were in high school and taking a math class, and they kept, I'd be sitting at the kitchen table with them, and they'd be having this, and they'd go x squared plus 100. I'd go, nope, and then I go, remember, girls, you got to write the 2 parentheses. They were taking the same math class together. I said, you got to write the 2 parentheses, do the whole thing. Oh, yeah. A week later, x squared plus 10, x squared 100. I go, no, still not true. Got to write 2 parentheses. A week later. I mean, I must have told them 27 times. And now my middle daughter, the younger daughter, actually went on to a higher. She's actually in calculus. She took a calculus class this last year, and then and she doesn't even ever make that mistake now. And I remember joking. I remember going, Lizzie, remember when you used to think this was just like that? She went, I never thought that, Dad. She's like totally out of her mind, like she never did that. I'm like, you did that 27 times. I watched you. Anyway, so that's the answer. You just got to just keep, because it's tempting, huh? It just looks like x squared plus 100. Everybody is tempted with that. Yeah, so just remember, when a 2 is on a parenthesis, you've got to write 2 of the parentheses. When a 2 is on a parenthesis, you got to write 2 of those parentheses, and then do the whole thing. That's what it means. All right. So there we go. So they're going to give you a bunch of them to practice. So let's try that one. So same thing, right? 2's on a parenthesis. You have to write 2 parentheses, don't you? So our first step is to write 2 of them. So then it's just regular from there. So we good? We ready? So this one goes to both, like that. First to both. So invisible 1 powers add, x squared minus 2x. He's done. Good to there so far? And then the other minus 2 will have his turn. Now minus is on him. That's his baby. It's going with him wherever he goes, right? So minus 2x, and minus 2 times minus 2? Am I multiplying right now, or am I adding, subtracting? I'm in this is multiplying mode I'm finishing up, right? So 2 minuses? Positive 4, huh? Right? Because that was multiplying. 2 negatives make a positive, right? Okay, now we shift. How do we know we shift? Well, there's no more parentheses. There's no more parentheses, so I'm not multiplying. I'm done with multiplying. I'm in adding, subtracting now. And that means the middle 2, huh? So it's x squared, and in the middle, 2 negatives? Oh, no, we don't do that, do we? Because we're in adding, subtracting mode. 2 negatives don't make a positive. What do we do then? Losses and gains. So those are the 2 set of rules. Either you're doing 2 negatives make a positive if you're multiplying, but we're done with that. So what are we doing now? Gains and losses, right? A loss of 2 and a loss of 2. If you lose $2 and you lose 2 more dollars, you lost $4. You lost 4 x's, right? Plus the 4. Is that good? Those two combine to make minus 4x in the middle.
I got that part, but I got a negative 4 going too fast.
Oh, yeah. Is that all good? Just takes practice. You'll get to where you can, I bet you in 2 weeks, you guys will be able to do this instantaneously without even giving it a thought. It just takes practice. All right, so. Okay, so 6y minus 3 quantity squared. All right, what does a 2 on a parenthesis mean? 2 parentheses. Got to write the 2 parentheses, like my daughters eventually learned. Even though they claimed they never had a problem with that. So write the 2 parentheses. And then first to both, second to both. So 6y goes to both. Am I racing ahead? You good? So what happens when 6y multiplies 6y? Remember the rule? Numbers in front multiply, invisible powers add. So 6 times 6 is 36. The invisible 1 powers make y squared. Good so far? So remember when you're multiplying, the powers have to add. It's not just 36y, it's 36y squared. Because powers add when you're multiplying, right? And then 6y times minus 3 is minus 18y. And that one's done. Now it's the second one's turn. The minus 3 goes to both. Minus 18y. And minus 3 times minus 3? Positive 9. 2 negatives make a positive because I'm multiplying. Yeah, so the multiplying's over now. That was the multiplying parentheses step. That's over. Now I'm doing the adding, subtracting thing because there's no more parentheses. And when you add, subtract, remember it's like terms only, no powers. Right? So these are the like terms in the middle, like always. So 36y squared minus 18y is minus 36. Well, you should use your calculator if you want on those. But they make a bigger negative, don't they? They don't make positive. It's an $18 loss and another $18 loss is a big old $36 loss, right? Plus 9.
Would it make any difference if you leave the 3 square instead of 9?
It's not the biggest deal in the world. The Math Excel might want you to make it a 9. I'm not sure what it would say. Is that good on that? Questions on that one? It's getting comfortable, more and more comfortable. It is a really valuable skill. I mean, what I mean is we'll use it in everything. I mean, right on through the next 2 classes. I mean, you do this all the time, this kind of thing. So it's good. It's getting comfortable for you. It's an absolutely essential skill. Okay, there's that one. 2C no, 7c plus 2g and 7c minus 2g. Okay, so that first one goes to both. And when we multiply, numbers in the front multiply, powers add, invisible 1 powers add. So that's 49c squared minus 14cg. Good so far? So he's done, huh? Good 2 there. And now, this is going to go to both. The 2g is going to go to both, right?
Yeah.
So here we go. Plus 14cg or gc, doesn't matter what order. I usually do alphabetical. Plus times minus is minus 4g squared. The g1, the invisible 1 powers add to be g squared. So the multiplying is over. Parentheses are gone. Now I'm in adding, subtracting mode. Good so far? Is that good to that point? And now what's going to happen on that subtracting line? Cancels out. Bye-bye. Those two, right? Because there's one positive, one negative, the same thing. So then it's just 49c squared minus 4g squared. And we're done. Think you'll be able to do that backwards in 2 weeks? Look at this and know it came from that.
That's gonna be even harder.
Yeah? You'll have to know it well forwards so you can think it backwards in your head. You will. We'll do a lot of these in the next 2 weeks to where it'll be burned deeper and deeper into your brain to where you can think it backwards. Yeah, seared. That's right. All right. Good, good. The word problems. Okay. Write the expression or equation that represents the statement. The square of the difference of x and 2 is equal to 37. Let me write that out real careful. The square of the difference of x and 2 equals, I'm just going to write equals 37. Yeah. All right, let's take, they want us to write out what it is. So the square of the difference of x and 2. Now, what does difference mean? Subtraction of what? X and 2. So they want me to take x minus 2. Good so far? The difference of x and 2. This is the difference of x and 2. And then there's one more thing they want me to put on that. What does square mean? Like, do you want me to draw a square? Yeah, it means 2 power. You guys know that already? Yeah, it means 2 power. Square is a way of saying 2 power in math. What's the way we say 3 power? Cube. Few, you know that? Cube, because a cube is 3-dimensional, right? And a square is 2-dimensional. So for whatever reason over time, I have no idea why, but square became a shortcut word for 2 power. in math because it's two-dimensional, and cube, like a Rubik's Cube or something, became a shortcut word. I don't know if it's really even shorter. What it became another word for third power. So that's just what they mean. When they say square, you think 2 power. So they're saying the 2 power of the difference. So they want me to go 2 power. Now, why did I put the parentheses like that?
Because it's X and 2.
Yeah, I had to put the 2 power on the whole thing, not just on individual ones. It's 2 power on the whole thing. So there it is 37. That's what they want. I think they just want me to write it. Let me go back to the Math Excel and actually enter it and see if that's what they want. Or I mean, if that's all they want. I know that's what they want on the first line. They might want me to do more steps out. Do they want more steps? Do you know already? That's all they want? Okay. Yeah, so then that's just it. X minus 2 squared. They just want you to take those words and be able to turn them into that. The difference of x and 2 squared. All right, so length of a room is x plus 9. Width is x plus 4. Find the area. Okay. So I'm cutting through some of those words. But basically they're saying length is x plus 9. Width is x plus 4. Find the area. Now, how do we do that? Did anybody remember, like, the area? You know, they're talking about a rectangle. You know, a rectangle, that has a width and a length.
And you just multiply the two.
Totally. Yeah. Do you remember that? Yeah. Area is just length times width. Area is length times width. So that's it. So we just take the length and the width formulas, which is x plus 9 and x plus 4. And they just want me to FOIL it out again. It's just another fancy way for them to get us to FOIL again or to double distribute. See what I came up with there? So just area is length times width. So this is just a fancy bunch of words for them to get you to say, hey, multiply these guys together, please. That's what they're basically saying by giving you the name area and length and width and all that. So really we just multiply these together like we've been doing. X squared plus 4x. The x is done. Can you finish it? So go ahead and finish that one from there. Keep going. The 9, he's going to go to both, right? Oops. And then the middle two are like terms. Make 13x. We don't mess with powers. And there we go. That's all they want. So it's just a bunch of fancy words for them to tell us to do the same thing we were doing in the whole section. Just multiply those two together with the parentheses around them. That good? Yeah.
Can you go back to problem 19?
Sure. Everybody good with this one before we do? Questions I can answer?
X squared.
No, yeah, because we're adding so we don't mess with powers.
That's right.
Yeah, it's only multiplying when we do powers, yeah. Good question. Yeah, let's go back to 19. There we go. That makes sense. Everybody see how that one worked out? So I did the difference. Square the difference.
How did you get 37 on that?
Oh, they just gave it to me.
Oh, they gave
Yeah, that was the right side. I actually don't have to type in. All they want me to type in is this left side. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, so I should have. Really, all they want, they don't even want that because they're already giving me that. They just want this in the box. That's all they want me to type in the box. There is the x minus 2 squared. Questions? Good. Yeah.
Were we gonna get started on the practical exams so that you can grade it during the break?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that too. Yeah. I want to finish this well. Let's see fancier and fancier ways. Oops. To get you to do that. So this one, all we're going to do, then you look at this and this and you go, oh, okay, you guys want me to multiply those together. Because see how they're making them the length and the width on a rectangle, and they're saying what's the area, and that means multiply them together. So you would just do the same thing, just boom and a boom. X squared plus 5x, boom and a boom. Plus 5x plus 25. And then the middle two are like terms. So I add them and I don't mess with powers, right? Because I'm adding now. Adding, you don't mess with powers. Get to there like that. And we're done. So it's the same thing. Everybody got that down? Let's look at this. There's two more questions. Make sure we've covered them. Y'all got that? We won't have much time at the end there. We'll be done soon after. All right, so let's try this one. So this is the same thing. It's just bigger. Yeah, look at that. Now we have two things times three things. So they're making it larger on us. I didn't realize they did this in the last two questions. Okay, well, it's the same game plan. It's just more of it. So we take that x and we say, okay, you're going to go to all three. And then when he's done, the -4. That minus is on the 4, by the way, right? Make sure you're really clear. That's his baby. You're supposed to take your baby with you. Minus go with him, yeah.
With the first two, x is the x to the power 3?
Yeah, exactly. Because there's that invisible 1, so it'd be x to the 3rd. Good job. The 1 and the 2 add, don't they? Visible 1 and the 2 make 3. And then the next one is going to be 4x squared, and then 16x. There's your first 3, and he's done. Exactly, good. Powers add, the invisible 1. Y'all doing okay? Got those first 3? Does that make sense? Now for the back, now the -4 is going to go to those 3, and you'll get -4x squared minus 16x minus 64. Everybody get those 3? Okay, is that making sense? So, they took turns. The x in the front with the invisible 1 power went to all 3. And we got these 3 terms, and when he was done, the -4, that negative is his, that's his baby, that -4 goes to all 3. We get those 3 terms. So now, that was the multiplying step, which is now over. Now we're in adding, subtracting mode, and look what's going to happen. Cancel, cancel, x cubed minus 64. That's all that's left.
I wasn't as scary as it was.
Oh, I see.
Oh, shoot.
You okay with the signs? Usually you got to watch the signs carefully.
Wait. So when you did the F and FOIL, the first x
Mm-hmm.
times plus 4 is not 5x.
Right, the powers add. Out front numbers multiply. What's in front of this guy? Oh, 1.
Okay.
Out front numbers multiply, powers add. 1 times 4 is 4, powers add. Yeah, there's invisible 1s everywhere, huh? So if you don't have a number in the front, or if you don't have a power, they're always 1s. So if it helps you, you can stick them in. Yeah, and when we multiply, out front numbers multiply, powers add. Yeah, it would only be 5x, Alex, if we were adding terms. If you were adding x and 4x, it would be 5x. That's an adding rule. But when you're multiplying, numbers in the front multiply, powers add. That's always the deal, huh? Keeping the multiplying rules separate from the adding, subtracting rules. 2 sets of rules. x squared minus 64. Good, questions on that one?